The line before. Intriguing, right? Well, I'll talk about that in just a few minutes. I'm Bill Deweese, professional voiceover talent, voiceover coach, voiceover demo producer, and author. This is my latest voiceover book, Get Paid Using Your Voice, available now. There's a link below in the description. Does this make you want to buy it anymore? Go below in the description. There's a link. You can find out all about it. Well, first of all, geez, let's see here. I've missed the past couple of days, and, Tuesday, I was on the road traveling, and yesterday, I expected to be here, so my apologies because I wasn't able to tell you that I wouldn't be here yesterday. The reason is about 5 minutes before my alarm went off, would for me to get up and get ready to do this, Vicky wakes me up and says, "Bill, you've got a session." And what had happened, I had a client in Dubai, so halfway around the world, so for them, it was getting towards evening, for me, first thing in the morning. But they had been in touch with me, they wanted me to record a, voiceover for a Pringles TV commercial for, the Saudi market, and, the great problem was we had nailed down a time, and and so they emailed, like, early yesterday saying, "Can you do it at 8 o'clock this morning?" And so, Mallory, who's up, she gets up, like, at 4:30, some crazy early time in the morning, and she checks all my stuff ahead of time. She still is a part works with for me on a part-time basis as an assistant, and so she woke my wife up, who woke me up in turn. So, anyhow, I had to run to the shower, get ready, jumped on a Zoom call, and, it was a studio engineer there, I think 2 agency people and the final client, and, knocked out a TV commercial for Pringles. It's specifically about it's like post-Ramadan, and they call it Ramadan Nights, and not that I'm an expert on this, but my understanding as they explained it to me, it was that at the end of Ramadan, they'll break their fast, they've been fasting, and so it's a time of, like, celebration, time to be with family and friends, and people get together, do activities, they play cards together, they'll watch soccer together, and the Pringles ad was focusing on when it's time to break the fast and celebrate, make sure that Pringles is part of the celebration. So it was fun. I had a good time, and it's always fun to, I've recorded all kinds of ads in different markets like Coca-Cola in Brazil, Avon in Brazil, Pringles in Dubai. I've done a number of commercials for that market as well and all over the world. So it's a fun thing. It just makes voiceover even more interesting. Well, thanks for being here. Take a second, if you would, just to let me know where you're watching or listening from this morning. Put it in the live chat. We'll do a shout out here in just a bit. Also, Tuesday night's class with Mike Hathcote was not just a home run, it was a grand slam. It was awesome. Such a great class. And Mike, not only shared with the social media strategies, but also the latest incarnation of that, because obviously anything that's tech related, online related, social media, the target's always moving, the algorithms change, and so this was the latest, the bleeding edge of information regarding that. And this is a guy, who's making a multiple six-figure income and using social media as one of the spokes of his marketing wheel. So the videos to that live event, that's where I'm going with this, are available to you through tomorrow, or maybe it's through this weekend, but it's this week only. And then that link will disappear. So if you're interested, and I hope you are, go below in the description, click the link, get all the information. So today I want to talk about the line before. What in the world does that mean? Well, first of all, I've never had an acting class, so, I'm not speaking as a professional. I am a voice actor, and I do get paid for it, so, in that regards, I am, but I've never actually had an acting lesson, but I am a student. I watch, I observe, and I learn, and, one of the things that I've heard actors talk about, and it completely makes sense, is that to be a good actor, you can't be focused on your lines as much as you're focused on everybody else's lines. I mean, you gotta know your lines, but what you do and say doesn't happen in a bubble. It's not isolated. It doesn't exist by itself. It exists within the context of this larger scenario, this larger conversation, this larger drama that's going on. Um, and so if you're not aware of the context and not paying attention to what's going on, then when it's time for you to speak, it will sound disingenuous, not honest, not authentic. It will just sound like you're a person who's You're trying to sell a line, but there's nothing really behind it because you don't even really understand what's happening. And in voiceover, you hear me talk a lot about context, and it's the same concept, but I'm going to be a little more specific. In voiceover, you do have to be aware of what's going on. What's the big picture? Who you're talking to? Who are you? What's your role? How do you feel about what's going on? Where is it happening physically? Where is this thing happening where you're having this conversation or you're recording this voiceover for? All of that feeds into it. But you can boil it down. If you really want it to be able to quickly access this idea of context, the way to do it is to pay close attention to the line before you speak. Now, you're saying, "Well, Bill, I'm recording a commercial. There's no line before I speak. Or I'm recording an on-hold recording for a company. There's no line before I speak. This is an e-learning project. There's no line before I speak." Well, you have to imagine. Let me back up a little bit. As I said before, nothing happens in isolation. Everything is a response to something else. Everything, every voiceover you record is a response to something. So you have to imagine what that is and imagine what's the line before you speak and what's your response to it. What does that mean? Well, let's say this Pringles commercial that I did yesterday. Okay, What's this? What am I responding to? I'm responding to the fact that the audience for this commercial is preparing to move into this celebratory phase of their religious life. And what will they be doing? Who will they be with? What's their response? What's their mood? Therefore, what am I responding to? Maybe the question is, how am I going to celebrate this time together? What am I going to do? Well, my response to that is, hey, celebrate with Pringles. So if I can imagine what the question is, or what the last line that's being said in this conversation, you can make it. That's fine if you make it up. You have to make it up because there's nobody there. But if you understand what's going on, you can understand what you're responding to. Oftentimes, what I do is I try to think of how I would typically respond to things that people would say to me. And here's a list of some things. It might be something like, "Oh, really?" Like, I didn't know that." Like it's a bit of a surprise response. It could be, uh, "No way," kind of like a shocked, or it could even be more intense. "You gotta be kidding me." Or maybe you wanna go do something exciting, and maybe your reaction to the folks that you're with is, "Hey, come on, let's do this." Or, "Wow," or, "That's amazing," or, "I am so sorry that happened." It could be any number of things, but if you think about that line, you can even say it out loud, use it as a springboard, but at least mentally go through that line so that the first line that you speak is a response to what's going on around you. Otherwise, you sound like a sterile, static, isolated voice that comes out of nowhere. People should be able to tell by listening to how the emotion, the way you speak, they can imagine what that you are responding to. So always be thinking about the line before. I don't care what it is. Doesn't matter what the project is. What is the line before that? What are you responding to? Because if you do that, that's going to help you nail so many more auditions, get more work, and ultimately, as my mission as a voiceover coach is to help you make more money in voiceover. So always be thinking about, try it out. And then comment in the links or comment below the video. Let me know how that works out for you or any experiences you've had along with that. The line before. Let's see what we've got going on here in the live chat. Congrats to Dale in Atlanta. First in this morning. Nephi in Knoxville. Corey, good morning to you in Wisconsin. Tess in Tequila, Georgia. Christopher in Jacksonville, Florida. Ethan, happy Thursday from sunny Toronto. Dale just finished his first gig. Oh, Dale, you're first in, you're getting a bell ringer, and the answer to your question is don't wait longer than 24 hours. Invoicing is a marketing activity. Collection is a marketing activity. Don't let people forget about you. I never send an invoice with a project, like here it is, pay me. I give them a little time to respond back in case they don't like something or whatever the case may be. If they were to respond like 2 hours later and say, great job, then boom, the invoice goes out 2 hours later. But if you haven't heard from them within 24 hours, send it within 24 hours. Let's see here. Ron in Charleston, good morning. What's up, Dave in New York City? Aaron in Columbia, Missouri. Phil, Tokyo. Bill, Boise, Idaho. Sirius in Charlotte. Scotty, good morning. Wade in Philadelphia. Scotty's in Brookings, South Dakota, by the way. Marla in Texas. Anthony in Phoenix. Ralph in Iowa. John in Rhinebeck, New York. Mark in Estes Park, Colorado. Mike, Lake Norman, North Carolina. Wayne in Port Orchard, Washington. We've got, the Bronx is in the house this morning. Fantastic. Jolie. Oh, has a sore throat. I'm so sorry about that. John, good morning to you in Memphis. Joy, good morning to you in Southfield, Michigan. Sunny but freezing. It's kind of same thing here, freezing, but man, it's so pretty. Such a pretty sunny day. Theo says, good morning and welcome back from the great Union Station in downtown Chicago. The acoustics in the Great Hall are not good for VO, but are perfect for a little morning rush hour yodel. Record it on your phone and send it to me, Theo. I'd love to hear you yodeling there at Union Station. That would be something. Alex in Utah, Bob in Ohio, Max in Los Angeles, Andrew in Calgary. Jolie's asking about how I got the job in Dubai. You know, in all honesty, Jolie, I'll have to go back and check. I'm not even sure. It was a first-time client. I'm guessing it was from direct marketing. I've got like over 1,000 direct marketing emails going out a month. So I'll have to go back and check. I'm sure Mallory knows. I'll have to check that out. Mike, what's up in Matawan, New Jersey? Social media webinar was terrific. Thank you to Mike Cathcote and yourself. Kudos. Well, Mike, thank you. Yeah, and that's all Mike Cathcote. You know, he did a fantastic job. Link below in the description. Lewis is glad to be back. He's in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Thank you, Lewis. Good to be back. Tim in Altoona. Hey, Dave Parker. Saying good morning to Deweese Nation from beautiful Canal Winchester, Ohio. Yes. I used to do David, it used to be a Chevrolet dealership there on Route 33. I don't know if it's still there, and I don't remember what the name of it was. I think it's changed hands, but I used to be out there many Saturdays broadcasting live. Back in my radio days, I would spend most of my Saturdays at a car dealership on the mic live, checking in, multiple times an hour for 8 hours on a Saturday. That's how I spent my Saturdays, selling cars. Good times. Jason in Kearney, Nebraska. Jess in Austin, Texas. Greg, good morning. Mike, good morning to you. Matt in New Jersey. Bob in Ontario. Jess had a voiceover teacher who always asked us, who are you talking to? Yeah, and that's a good place to start. You have to know who you're talking to, but you also, then beyond that, know what you're talking about and know how they feel about what they're talking. And if you need to make all that up just so you have something to respond to, then do that. It will help. Let's see here. We've got Stu in snowy Amarillo. It's snowing in Amarillo? No kidding. My goodness. Wally says, Bill, I came to you and the voiceover blueprint to learn VO marketing. Mike's webinar on social media was an area that eluded me. It was fantastic. Wally, thanks for the comment. I agree. It was. It was fantastic. Greg is at Jordan Station, Ontario, Canada. Hey, Greg. Lisa in California. Keith in Washington, the state of Washington. Hey, Alex, the answer to your question, yeah. When ads run, it does throw a few cents my way. Not much, but yeah, we'll get it for when ads play on anybody's YouTube channel. That's one way to generate revenue. Tracy, it hasn't changed my lifestyle, not that much, not by a long shot. Tracy says yes. Let's see here. Who haven't I said hello to yet? Emma, good morning. We've got Will in Beltsville, Maryland. No, and Will, there won't be a line before your script. You have to imagine what that is. By reading the script, getting it, you'll get a sense of what it is, what it's about, and maybe the client gives you an idea of your target audience. You have to determine that yourself. So that's part of the work of figuring out how to give your best performance. Robin says, hello in Armenia. Hello, Robin. John, happy leap year day. Happy leap day year to you as well. All right. Hey, guys, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget to go below in the description. Click the link. Get the video from the live event with Mike Hathcode and fill your social media pipeline with voiceover leads and brand new voiceover clients. Have a great one. Talk to you soon. Bye.